here.
That's right. Just grinding on the way, right?
Dude, I'm working hard, and if I'm not working hard, I'm hardly working.
There
And
you go.
it's hard to tell where I'm coming at,
Yeah,
where
it's a
I'm coming
win.
from.
It's a win either way.
How's it popping today? Yeah.
Hey,
Guys,
Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Victor?
I'm good, man.
Good. How you doing, Justin?
yeah, I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. Just lovely.
Good, good, good. I'm glad you guys showed up today for the role play. This is our Friday role play session. I just coined that, so I don't know if we'll do it every Friday, but we're doing it this Friday. So it's our Friday role play session, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how it's kind of a chronic problem. They get through the agenda section, they get through the qualification section, they ask the questions, they kind of get an understanding, or they maybe bond with the homeowner a little bit. They feel like they've connected. The guy's expressed some motivation. They've put him on the scale of 1 to 10, and he's kind of high on the scale. They feel like, and then they say, "Can I send you my agreement?" And the guy says, "Yes." Oh boy. But then they send the agreement to the guy, and he goes on the witness protection program. They never hear from him. They never get the agreement back. Now, I've heard a lot of people talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to me before. Has it happened to you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it has a lot to do with practice in the closing department. The agenda, is pretty simple. The qualification is not too complicated. The closing is really where you're going to make or break, right?
Right.
You're going to ask the questions. You're going to, well, first of all, hopefully you recap what their problem is. And then from there, you offer a solution that would be an offer that's good for you, but also going to solve their problem.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, maybe that's a lease with an option to buy and 24 to 36 months, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a cash discounted offer or something. And then, they're almost notoriously going to have objections or questions or stalls or something. The discussion is it's not going to stop there. It's going to continue. And the homeowner is usually the one that pushes the tempo a little bit with those stalls, objections, and questions. So, how do you get through that? That's a tough part in the close. You got to learn to ask more questions and to stay on top of the conversation. But then after that, you get an agreement with the guy verbally that he'll do it. See, send me the agreement. That sounds like a good deal. Me and the wife, take a look at it, and we'll sign it and get it over to you. And I think this is where we lose it a lot. I've had to practice at this. I paid Claude Diamond a lot of money to teach me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the deal.
Because I've had a lot of, lessons I needed to learn too on the phone. I wasn't born with a phone in my hand. So, he called it strengthening the close. And that's what I call it, strengthening the close. And that's where I take it one step farther, and I'll say, Mr. Homeowner, it's great. Sounds like we have a deal. I have no problem putting this down, what we talked about today in the agreement, and sending that over to you. And you did say you would sign that. Is that correct? We do have a deal. Is that right? So you're kind of confirming again the close. If he starts to waffle at all, I'll usually just go right back into asking more questions. Well, let's talk again later on today. Let me and my wife think about it. Okay, strengthen this, guys. Don't let it just go with this. You want to strengthen it, right? You want to say something like, well, Mr. Homeowner, when's your wife coming home from work? Oh, 4:30 today. Okay, wonderful. So 7:30 is enough time for you to have spoken with her and to have looked over things. Okay, wonderful. All right, now, sir, can we talk again at 7:30 tonight? I'll call you, and you've had enough time to speak with the missus, and now we're going to talk again at 7:30. Is that reasonable? Is that a good time? Or maybe 10 o'clock and tomorrow morning or whatever. I'll set up some kind of time with the guy. He'll agree to it, and then I'll say, okay, sir, when I call you at 7 o'clock tonight, if I've answered your questions, the missus's questions and your questions, and everything seems comfortable and it fits, what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want the guy to tell me He's already said yes, maybe even a couple times, but I want the guy to tell me that on the second call, because he's stalling me. He's got a wife. He's got a God he needs to pray to, whatever it is. He's stalling me. I want to know on that second call, if I answer your questions and you feel comfortable and things are a good fit for you, and you're already telling me they are, by the way, then what happens next? And I want him to say, we'll do the deal. And that's when you see Claude lean forward and go, I'm sorry, what? Right? That's the best part, you know? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, we'll if it works and it fits and everything and we're comfortable, we'll do the deal. Okay, so we'll do the deal tonight. Yep. Okay, wonderful. See, I have really strengthened the close with this guy.
Yeah.
I have just gotten a one-off yes. You know, sometimes people lie to us and they tell us yes just to blow us off, you know. And in this strengthening the close department, sometimes when a guy comes to me and says, hey, yeah, that sounds great, I'll do it. But then he starts waffling a little bit. Sometimes I'll just say, sir, would you like to just tell me no? Or are you just being polite? It's okay if you tell me no. It's okay if you start pulling away a little bit at this point, because you should have the hook kind of set, right? Yeah. So, you know, there's a little finesse, a little acting, a little education that has to go into this. And thank God I learned it from the right guy.
Right.
And you guys are familiar with him too. Victor, you're real familiar with him. Eddie, you've talked with him personally too. So a lot of these things I've adapted from him. I want to give him credit for that. I probably don't do that enough, but that's kind of what I want to work on today, because I need to be better with it too, you know? So can we jump into some role plays and just skip the agenda, skip the qualification section, and then just kind of go right into this closing department?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does that sound like a good idea?
This sounds good, and I like to listen to it. I ain't too good at role playing, so.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You want to jump right into the closing? You want to be the homeowner the first time, Eddie?
Yeah, I be the homeowner. That's fine.
Okay. Let's assume this is the situation. I'm painting a scenario for you here. The situation is it's $100,000, let's say $200,000 house. He's asking $200,000, and he owes $193,000. Him and the missus both have said on this phone call, he said that they both need to move because he's being transferred to work on the railroad in California, and they're selling their house where they live currently right now in Idaho. Okay. He is a 6 or a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 right now as you enter the close. Okay. All right. So that's the scenario. Eddie, you catch that? Because that's who you are. I just described you.
Right.
Okay. All right. Victor, do you want to give it a whirl this time? Let me listen in.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Awesome, dude. Super. Yeah. Okay, so Victor's going to be the real estate investor, and Eddie is that scenario we just painted, and we're just going to go slide right into the closing department. Okay. Action.
Okay, Eddie. So looks like I got a little bit of information on here, and from what I can tell, I can definitely help you resolve this issue for you and the missus. So I just want to go over a few of the details, and then we can kind of, get an idea of what we're going to do tonight. All right.
Okay.
That sounds good to you? Okay. So you're asking $193,000 for the property. You think it's worth about $200K, and I'm just reviewing some information here with you just to make sure we got everything right. That sound right? You owe $193,000 on it, and you want $200,000 as a sales price. Okay, now if I can close this up for you tonight, Eddie, what will that do for you? Now I understand that you and the missus are looking to make some moves and do some things, and so you need to do this right now? Yes. I'm sorry, Eddie. I can't. I'm not able to hear you for some reason. Yeah. Can you hear me? Here, try it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you
now,
now, man. Something was wrong with your mic. Yeah, I think you're back.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
great. Okay,
Okay.
so
You say what was you saying now again?
okay, I was saying that we agreed that you're looking for $200,000 for your property. You owe
I can't
193.
hear you.
Okay, so looks like we have some technical difficulties.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. Everything sounds okay on my end, guys.
Yeah, Tim, can you hear us? Okay.
It
Yeah,
might be
now I
something.
can't hear you.
Yeah, it's something with your system there, Ed.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
You want to take over for Ed? You want to just jump right in here? Did you catch the schematics?
I'm
Okay, Ed's here. Okay, good, great.
Okay, Eddie,
Go
you
ahead,
can
you
hear me? Yeah, can you hear me okay now?
There's something not right.
Okay, all right. This happens, guys.
We're gonna tag in, Tim.
You want to tag Tim in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Tim. So let me review some of the details of our deal. We're looking at $200,000 for the property. Nice property, by the way. I'm surprised that we're even on the phone because it seems to me like this thing should have already sold.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have 193, so you got about $7,000 in equity on the property. You're trying to get that out.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get $7,000 at least to make that move out to California, that'd be real helpful.
Perfect. Now, if I can lock this all up, put everything that you and I talked about, Eddie, into an agreement and get it over to you right away, can we reconvene, say, in about 3 hours and close this out, get this deal signed, and get you on your way to California?
Well, I mean, I like what you're saying, and it sounds good, but I need a little time to think about it. I need to talk to the wife, and talk to my sister as well, and figure out if it's something we want to do for sure.
Oh, Eddie, I can absolutely appreciate that, man. I normally have to talk to some folks when I make a decision of this size. Anyway, have you talked to them in the past about this, or is this going to be the first conversation?
Well, I haven't talked to the sister yet, but I've talked to the wife, and she's on board. I think I think she'll have no problem with it.
Okay, so what kind of access do you have to your sister? Is she available right now? Is it something we can do together, or is it what time does she get off of work? Give me an idea what that picture looks like.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, she is working right now, but I think she'll be free about 5 o'clock.
Okay, so what are the chances, percentage wise, from 1 to 100, that you and her will be able to speak tonight at 5 o'clock or between 5 and let's say 7 p.m. And be able to sort this out?
I think pretty good. I think I'll give her a call here at 5 and see if we can run this by her.
Tim, do you need me to be on the phone with you? Do you need me to, present this again and kind of, paint the picture for her, let her know exactly what it is that we're doing? Or is that something you think you can handle and get it to the point at which we can close this up?
Well, I mean, so she's on title as well, and so I think as long as I tell her that we're getting the money for it, I don't know. I think we'll be good.
You don't know?
Well, no, I think if I tell her we're getting the money, we'll be good.
Okay, Tim. So earlier in the conversation, I was really under the impression that that you really had already spoken about a lot of this stuff and that you were ready to move forward. But now I'm kind of getting the sense that there might be some things that you haven't shared with everybody. Am I off base?
Yeah, I like what you're saying, and again, I would like to get the money for the house, but I guess I'm just a little feeling a little uneasy about things. I mean, I don't know you from Adam, and we just talked on the phone now, so it's kind of I'm not really. I guess that's what's kind of making me nervous.
I can totally appreciate that, Tim, and it absolutely makes sense. You're right. You don't know me from Adam. What would it take for me to make you comfortable enough, that you will accept my check?
I mean, I get like I guess I would need to know you have some experience in this, and like, do you have a reference? Maybe someone I could talk to. I mean,
Okay, perfect. How many references do you need, Tim?
I don't know. I guess if I could talk to one or two people, I think that would put my mind at ease.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, if I get you those references that you're requesting right now, and get them over to you with this contract in the next couple of hours, we go ahead and would that be enough to satisfy you, Tim, to where we can close this up tonight? Because I understand that, and I understand you're a busy person. You're trying to get something done. I'm on the phone with you to try to solve your problem as well and get you and wifey out to California and get your new, life started and everything. So if I get you these references that you're looking for, and you're satisfied with those references, can we go ahead and put the signature on the line tonight and get this handled for you?
Yeah, I think so. I appreciate that. I think
so?
that would.
I'm sorry, you think so?
Yeah, we can. Yes.
We can. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get everything down on paper, and we can, you can go ahead and take a look at everything, and we're going to follow up. Let's go ahead and set a time right now. Now, you said she gets off at 5 o'clock, so if I call you at 7 p.m., would that give you enough time?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, all right. Now, I have to be honest with you, Tim. I'm not completely comfortable that you're going to, be on the line tonight. Now, you sound like you're a man of your word. I've been, so far in speaking with you, I get the sense that you honorable, that you say what you mean and mean what you say. So, I guess, I'd be a little bit more comfortable in knowing that, for sure you have a commitment tonight to get this done. I mean, you seem like an honorable guy, man. You seem like you straight up. I hope you got the same sense of me. So are we going to do this tonight? And please feel free to fire me right now if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't think this is something you can do, if you feel like, okay, all I need to know is that this guy has some references I can review or whatever. If he does that, I am absolutely 100% sure that I am going to do business with this guy and that I'm not going to ghost him tonight at 7 o'clock. Can I get your word on that, Tim?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I got some people to talk to, and if they're comfortable with that, I don't see a problem. I don't know what you mean by all that honorable guy stuff. Like,
you're not an honorable guy, Tim?
Well, listen, hey, I said I'd call you at 7. I'm going to call you at 7. So, but yeah, I got to talk to these people. If they're on board, then I mean, yeah, it'll be good.
Okay, all right, Tim. You sound like you got a little offended by me calling you honorable. What was that, man? I'm not. That was supposed to be a compliment, baby. What are we thinking? Was that too much?
No, I just like I said, I'll call you at 7. I'm not offended. I just yeah, we'll talk at 7.
Okay, all right. So at 7 o'clock, I'm looking to to get back together with you. I'm looking to close this thing up. I'm looking to get a picture of you and wifey packing up the car and getting on your way to California, and everything being gravy. I'm excited about this for you, man.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, and like I said, I do want to do this deal. I do need to get moving, and you sound like you're able to help me out here. So I appreciate that.
All right, Tim, it's been a pleasure, my friend, and I definitely look forward. I'll get these documents over to you right away, and talk to whoever you talk to, and feel free to reach out to me if you need me to explain anything, intervene in any way, run over the process, make anybody else comfortable and everything, and I'll be right here for you. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it, Victor.
All right, my friend. We'll talk at 7 o'clock. I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good job, guys. Man, that was an excellent display of exactly.
Sorry about that. I had a problem on the machine, so.
Hey, that's all right, Ed. You're back and you're with us, man. So we're glad to see you here. Yeah, great job, Victor.
Thank
and
you.
You were displaying exactly what I was talking about, strengthening the close. There was a few things you did there that I really liked, man. One, you stroked the guy. I commented on that. You stroked the guy. Now that almost backfired, and I've never seen that backfire before, but it could, I guess. But then he was just being a tough cookie, I think. But then another thing that you did that I really liked was when he said that it was a good deal, yeah, but he'll think about it. Okay, you asked him, you'll think about it? What does that mean? You got to call these guys out on these stall words and these, like weak words, like, well, we'll probably do it, or it's likely that we can, or maybe, or I'll think about it. All these wussy out words. You gotta say, what does that mean? Probably. What does that mean?
Sure.
I can come down a little. I hear that sometimes too. A little. What does that mean? Like,
Right.
what the hell do I know? I don't know. A little might be $100,000 to this guy.
Right.
So who knows? Great job, Victor. Super job. Do you see how he was strengthening the close though? He didn't just get a yes and jump off the phone all excited. He got a yes, and then he kind of kept roping the guy in and stroking him and tying him down deeper, found some weak words, got rid of those. Much stronger close than what you would do if you didn't know to do that, right?
Right.
Great job, Victor. Super job.
Right.
Good job, Victor. Good job.
Thanks. Brother.
Good job
real
too,
nice.
Tim. Yeah, you did good too, Tim. I always like to ask the homeowner though what his opinion was. What's your opinion, Tim? What could he have done differently, or could he have done something differently?
Yeah, there was only one time where I overall thought it was awesome. There was just one time where I thought that maybe it was a bit belaboring the point too much. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like you were kind of going, you were really, really, really explaining, and I was like, okay, I get it. Yep, you're gonna do it. Okay, and so that was maybe a little long, but I don't know. I didn't. For the most part, it sounded great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's that's gonna happen. It's hard to make everybody fall in love completely right away.
Right.
Sometimes you just want to date to go to the prom with somebody before you fall in love. And what I mean is ask them for that second appointment and then strengthen the close like that. If they're not falling in love right away and they don't want to get married, that's okay. You can ask them to go to the prom. And the prom is at 7:30 tonight after they've talked to their wife. And if everything fits and it's comfortable and all that, that's kind of how I see it. You guys see it like that too?
Yeah, I figure, look, if we're going to make a commitment, and you're a little bit uncomfortable with me pushing you on that commitment, maybe that commitment is not, is not as strong as I think, and I need it to be a little bit stronger. Otherwise, I'm not wasting my time on you.
Exactly. And we are in the business here to make money, not friends.
And make money today, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Make money today.
Good tips. Hey, Jimmy's new, man. I'm glad you're here, Jimmy. Welcome. Where are you at in the country?
Miami.
All right.
Florida.
How you
Nice.
doing, brother?
Florida.
Nice. Well, we got the whole country covered then here today. Because Ed's in Chicago and Tim's near Denver, and I'm in Kansas City, and then we got Victor on the West Coast over there.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we
That's
all
awesome.
over today.
Well, anybody want to volunteer to go next? And let's try it again, and we'll have a different scenario. Anybody want to volunteer? You go? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy wants to be the caller, and let's see. Ed, you want to be the homeowner this time?
I'll try it again.
Okay, great. Let's paint a scenario. Let's just go right into the closing section, guys, and then do the close and strengthen the close, so the guy's not kind of loose hanging out there, ghosting us later. And that's really what we try to fix. What we're trying to fix today is them ghosting us after we get a yes.
Yeah, come across that a lot.
Yeah, that happens, man.
Disappear.
Yeah,
Witness protection. That's what they call them.
yeah. The witness protect. Yeah, they go on the witness protection program. So we're trying to fix that today in our phone talking. So this situation is, let's pretend Ed's the homeowner, Jimmy's the caller, he's the investor, and Ed, you are the owner of a $150,000 house. You owe about $125,000 on it. You're asking $139,000 on it. and you are a single man, no children, you need to move quickly because your woman lives in Chicago, but the house where you live now currently is in Alabama.
Alabama.
Okay. You got the scenario, Jimmy? That's who you're talking to. What I just described there. Does that make sense?
It kind of makes sense. He's actually need to move out of town.
Yep. He lives in Alabama and he needs to move to Chicago because his woman's there and he needs to hook up with her, but he's in Alabama right now. So he's got to get rid of this house. He's single at the moment, no kids, and he owes $129,000 on a house. He's asking $139,000 and it's worth $150,000.
Okay, 139. Okay,
Yep.
I got it.
You probably pitch a lease option with this guy.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Okay. All right. So let's go into the closing section. Action.
Hey, Edward, how you doing?
I'm fine, Jim. Jim, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you for asking me. I was just getting back to you. You mentioned that you was actually getting ready to move forward as far as selling, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, thinking about
Okay.
moving.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I say, yeah, I'm contemplating moving.
Are you comfortable? Well, at the same time, you seem like a reasonable, honest, upfront person, and you seem like the type. Once you give your word is your bond. Well, I'm actually gonna go ahead and prepare these paperwork and open escrow. You're not gonna call me back and say you changed your mind, would you?
No, I wouldn't do that. But you said that you're gonna open escrow. What you mean? Oh, you're gonna open escrow? What you talking about doing?
That's actually a good question. I appreciate you for asking me. Well, it's basically I'm actually gonna open escrow as far as making sure the documents is actually legal, the contract, the agreement that we actually that you would actually look over, etc. Make sure that it's legal and binding. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Okay.
do you have any questions for me?
No. I just want to get the money I'm asking for the house.
Okay, and let's go back over everything. You mentioned that you was looking for 139 for the property, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Before we was going over everything, you mentioned that you'll be okay with leasing it for 24 months, and then after 24 you would be able to sell it, correct?
Correct. In the first 24 months, I'll be getting a payment, correct, every month until it's closed, or what?
Okay.
How would that work?
Say that again.
He explained it to me, but I didn't. He explained the scenario to me if I sold it in that aspect, but I still didn't grasp on how is that going to work out for me. I'm actually looking to move. I need to get to Chicago. I'm coming from Alabama, so I need to move right away, and I need cash up front so I can, purchase me another house or something like that in Chicago when I get up there.
That's actually a great question. I appreciate you for bringing that up. Well, you mentioned about cash. Well, how much cash do you actually need?
About 50,000.
50,000. Let's say, okay. You know what? Let's say that. And you mentioned that you want 139 for the property, and you still have a mortgage on the property, correct?
Correct. I still owe 129,000.
You owe 129, and you want 139 on the property.
Correct.
And you want 50,000.
That's right.
But to be honest, I'm looking at the numbers now. Things that I don't know if you could help me out a little bit, because it'll be okay. Because I'm looking at the numbers on my calculator, and 159, 139, and 129, and I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to make the $50,000. Can you help me out a little bit? Because.
Okay, so when you say me helping you out, what are you talking about? What you need me to do?
Yeah, I appreciate you for
To get
asking
the
me
deal
that.
done, what do we need to? What do I need to come up with, and what do you need to come up with to get it done?
What you
I'm
know,
telling you what I needed to move. I mean, tell me what you're talking about.
that's. I appreciate you for asking me that, and that's actually a good question. And I'm looking at the numbers right now, and you know, how much you think the property's worth in the condition it is now?
I would say about 149, 150.
149, 150, and you want 139. Okay, yeah. Let's say that you mentioned that you want 50. 50 wouldn't even make sense. Let's say that with the lease option, right? Okay, all right. Well, here, let me give it a breakdown of at least the way we can actually have to operate this. I was thinking a lease option. Let's say that we're able to give you 10% of the difference of of the amount that you're actually looking for, and we continue to make the payments on your behalf. Would you actually consider that, where you can actually have a little bit of money so you can actually move on to to Chicago to be with your beautiful wife?
Well, what's 10%? What is it? What's the number I'm looking at? I mean, I ain't good at numbers. I don't know 10%, 5%, or none of that. I just know what the amount that I need.
Oh, I totally understand. Sometimes we just need to break it down. Basically, 10% of you want 139, give you in the mortgage on the property. The difference from what 129, 139, I believe is what probably around 10. I give you 10% of 10,000 is 1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000 now, and so we can actually get the process going, and and we can actually work out a payment plan as far as between me and you that we can actually agree on every single month until the rest of the balance is paid off. Is that something you'll be okay with? While I make the payments on your behalf, and the mortgage would actually stay in your name for for a few years, and the titles would actually transfer. Would you be open to that?
$1,000. Yeah, that's kind of short, man. $1,000. I mean, I was asking 50,000. I'm willing to go down maybe to 3,000, but $1,000 wouldn't do nothing but get me a ticket.
Well, I'm looking at the figures. Let's say that we're able to give you 2,000. How would you feel about 2,000?
Well, let's do the difference. Give me 2,500. Send over the papers. I'll sign the papers, and we'll go from there.
Edward, I understand. We actually got to the decision. A little bit too quick, and and you know, and like I mentioned, now I'm actually gonna go ahead and prepare these paperwork and get it sent out to you. Uh, you seem like a reasonable, and once you give your word is your bond. Edward, you're not gonna call me back and say you changed your mind, would you?
No, 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 no. I mean, I gotta be out of here by next weekend. If you can get the deal, then if you can send me the papers today, I get them looked over and send them back over to you within 24 hours. How long will it take for you to get the deal done?
And that's actually great. But Edward, Edward, is there any questions you have for me?
No, it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna give me what I asked for. I'm gonna give you what you asked for, and we're gonna close the deal and be done. Right?
Okay. Well, okay, Edward. Then it sounds like we actually have a deal. So this is what I'm gonna do is you can say it's actually 140 right now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and send it over to you. You think you can get it back to me in the next hour from now?
The next between the next 24 hours, I'll have it to you. I'm in the process of moving right now, and I'm actually busy doing some things. I'm definitely gonna give it to you. It may be the next 12. I'll say within 12 to 24 hours, I get it to you.
Edward. I don't know. Is there anything else that you'd like to discuss? Because normally when I hear, I'm gonna look over it, or give me 24, give me 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. It's probably something that you might not be you might not be sure about them. I don't know.
Yeah, Jimmy, this deal that I'm working out with you. This is not my first home buy. I done did this before. I told you what I do. You send me the paperwork and we get it done and we'll be done. If I have any more questions, I'll give you a call. But other than that, we should be set, right?
Sounds like a plan. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to you. So most likely you in the business, I'm in the business, and we actually understand what's actually going on. So most likely I should hear back from you within 24 hours. And if I don't hear back from you in 24 hours, it sounds like you might not be interested, is you?
Okay, Jimmy, what you need to do is get the check made out for me. Send me the paperwork and we'll be done.
Sounds great. And the name on the check is?
Edward Porter.
Okay, then. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Jimmy.
You too.
All right, guys. What do you think? I think he did a superb job. There are a few things inside there that every one of us can learn from Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, he did a great job, man. I was giving some hard stuff, man. I was being blunt at one point and, trying to listen to you at the same time. But I think you did a great job, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, he did. Super good job, man. Strengthened the close.
Gotcha.
Didn't just take yes for an answer, right? You don't take no for an answer. You don't take yes for an answer. You take and strengthen that, and you did good, man. Any comments from the homeowner on that?
No, I think he did like I said, I think he did a pretty good job. I think he could have showed it a little bit longer. When I agree with him. I think he was more determined to make sure he can get a disappearing act on me. And I already told him what I was going to do within 12 to 24 hours. Now. So.
Yeah. I understand. Another thing that he did really well was these dramatic pauses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I've never seen anybody do it better than Jimmy just did.
Yeah, that was good. It made it seem like he was stuck at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible, man. Wonderful. And do you see how that really adds momentum into the conversation? Golly, just amazing. Like, I really believed for a minute that you were really sitting there with a pen and a calculator and a pad of paper trying to work out how this deal was going to work, because you're some kind of big time investor. You had me sold on that, man.
Yeah,
great
but
job.
The thing, Jimmy, is the percentage that you brought up. I think that's what threw me for a loop, because a lot of the homeowners that you talking about buying from, they not familiar with the percentages. They really concerned about numbers.
Correct. But because I realized you say 50,000, want to sell it for 139. I said, okay, the number's not accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I might as well just give you the difference. If I could give you 3,500, and we could do a subject to, I just continue to make the payments on your behalf, and you can actually get started on moving with your wife in Chicago. And then that's when I would have turned around and took that property and did a lease option with it. And that's about it. And then while I'm making monthly payments, you get paid every month. I get my percentage, the monthly payments on the property get paid, and then everybody get paid. Yeah. That's how I actually looked at it as well.
Good way to analyze a property. That's something too everybody has to practice on and kind of thinking through what your offer is gonna be.
Yeah.
How you gonna solve this guy's problem if you don't know what part of the universe you're coming from? You know,
Of course.
cash offer, lease options, maybe it's a subject to or something. You know, something more appropriate for the guy. You know, I don't know. You're the guy talking to the guy. You have to decide at some point, and that's a tough part for a lot of people, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of strange. It was only 10,000 in between the spread, and I was asking 50,000. See,
and I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
You sound like a seller that just want too much. Don't understand.
right.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. We got time for one more role play here today, guys.
Okay.
Tim, you want to jump in the foray? You want to put the gloves on?
Can I make a quick
Sorry, I was
comment?
muted.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead, Victor.
I'm sorry, Tim. But when he went to the 50,000, I thought for sure Jimmy was going to, counter with something else and kind of explain to him that, look, those numbers don't even make sense with, what you're saying, or go, someplace and shut it down like that. But he just basically just paused his way right out of that stuff.
Yeah.
right. I said 50,000 for a reason. I knew it was way out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. Oh, okay.
That was amazing.
I be on the phone with sellers and outrageous numbers, and we had to get them where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually we actually on the same page. That's all.
Those dramatic pauses
50,000 with 1,000.
Yeah. You'd be surprised, 1,000, 1,500, they'll walk away and they just need some money in their pocket. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good maneuver. Excellent maneuver. Those dramatic pauses help sell that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I found it to bring a legitimacy to the offer, like it was something you thought through for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
powerful.
At first, I thought you was waiting on somebody to come and help you or something.
No, I knew exactly what he was doing, man.
Oh, okay.
But that's because he was making all the appropriate noises. Oh,
Right.
All right, Tim, you ready?
Yeah, I mean, unless Edward wants to
do it?
be the seller.
You want to be the seller?
No, I ain't ready. I'm as far as a seller. I don't think I'm good enough to be a seller yet.
Oh, come on now. I mean, the buyer.
I can try, but I don't think I just was the seller.
Yeah. Now you be the buyer, and I'll be the homeowner.
Okay, well, I tried, but I ain't. You tell me I go bad on it. No matter.
No, hey, that's why we're here, man. We're just practicing. There's no good or bad. It's just us getting better. That's all it is, man. So,
yeah.
And if you don't want to, I don't mind either. I don't want to put you on the spot. I just figured if you wanted to.
Oh no, I tried. But he talking about closing. I ain't know when you're closing. I'm steady trying to figure out the agenda and all the rest of this other stuff.
Right.
I love this shit, y'all. Okay. Y'all want me to create a scenario, or you want to just go on the fly?
Yeah. We're going to the closing, right? I think it's helpful to have a scenario. Otherwise, it's confusing.
Okay. Here's the scenario. The scenario is the man lives alone in the home. He has owned it for 8 years. And the wife moved out 18 months ago. They got divorced. She took the kids, and he's ready to get on with his life finally. But the house to him is a weight around his neck of emotional baggage and of financial damage. Okay. It is nothing but debt to him because it's worth $189,000 and he owes $183,000 on it. I don't know how that is, but it's true. He's got some liens on it somewhere. Okay. So it's just a big, huge pain in his butt. And he wants to move immediately into a small apartment and just start over. Okay. The house is draining him so hard, he doesn't have money to go out on a date on Friday night. In fact, if you don't do a deal with him soon, or somebody doesn't do something with him soon, and he wants cash, right? That's what he's been wanting, right? That's all he knows. In fact, if somebody doesn't do something with him soon, he's just going to move out and let the house sit empty until the bank comes and takes it back away. Okay? Is that a picture for you?
Nice picture.
Action.
Hello, Jim. Jim.
Yeah. I'm
Hi,
still
Jim.
here. Yeah.
Hi, Edward. I'm calling you from Flip Lawyers home buyers. And
Okay.
one of my guys talked to you about the property you selling for 189,000, and you won 183,000. Property's worth 189,000. Is that correct?
I mean, shit, I won $1 million, but I mean, of course. Yeah, that's right. That's what I told the other guy.
So if 189,000 is what you owe on it, and you asked him 183, how did you come up with that 183? What was the reason why you wanted 183?
Well, no. I owe 183. I want 189,000. I need a little money here. You know.
You owe more than the property that you worth. You say you owe 189, and you want 183.
No, other way around.
Okay, so the property you asked him 183. So you.
Yeah. Am I asking 183? What was the situation? Am I getting it backwards?
Yeah, it's worth 189. You've lived there for 8 years.
Right.
You lived there for 8 years, and you wanted 183.
You still
owe
owe
180.
Yeah, you owe like 183. You want it 183. You just want out. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So you
Sorry.
the house is worth 189. You asked him 183. What's the reason? Yeah. What's the reason you selling it?
I mean, I just don't want to be in this house anymore. This house is I don't know, man. I just want out.
You just want out.
Yeah.
Well, and you've been in 8 years.
Yeah. I've been there 8 years. I used to live there with my wife, but she up and left, and so I don't have any attachment to this place, man. I'm just ready to be done with it. If I can get a little money, honestly, I don't even care anymore. This house, dude. I just want to be done with it.
So if I can give you $1,000 and take over the payments, would that be good?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I don't really care. I just want to be out of this situation.
Okay, looking at the numbers, 183. Let's say, well, if I can get the papers over to you, how quick can you get them back to me so we can get this closed?
What do you mean papers?
We'll get the contract sent over to you, and the paper signed up. I get it sent over to my attorney so he can drop the papers and get it closed and get you your $1,000 so you can move on and get it done. How quick can you make that happen?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Can you get me the 189 or not?
No. Well, I can't give me being an investor. I can't give you what you owe on the property because then I wouldn't be making any money. But what I can do, I can help you out in the situation that you're in.
Oh, okay.
I'll be willing to give you $1,000 so you can move on. And I take over the payments and make sure your house is paid for, and you can move on to where you're going. I get my attorney to drop the paperwork and the deed, and they transfer the deed over to me. The loan will stay in your name. I get it taken care of, but you'll have your money. You'll be able to move on. How did that sound? That sound like a good deal or no?
The loan will stay in my name. I thought you were buying the house.
I am buying the house, but I'm keeping the loan in your name so we can make it happen for you can move right away. If you say you're ready to get rid of it right away, that way we can keep the deal going so we can get it done right away. Other than that, we'd have to go the conventional way, and you'll be stuck. We'd be more than the time frame that you're looking for.
Yeah, shit. I don't want to do all that with realtor or whatever. Yeah, I mean that sounds good to me. So how does it work? How do I get my money here?
Well, what I do is I send you a contract over via email. You'll look it over. You'll sign it. You get it back to me. I turn it into my attorney, and he'll drop the paperwork, and I'll have you to come in. You'll get your check, and you'll sign the paperwork, and we'll be closed.
Okay.
So
I don't understand all that, but I mean, yeah.
Okay, so let's do it like this. Give me your email address, and I'll fax the contract over to you, and then I give you a call back in, let's say 30, 35 minutes. Would that be good? We'll go over the contract, and then you can send it to me, and then I'll turn it in, and we'll go from there.
And then you send me $1,000, or
Now, when you'll get the $1,000 when you go to the attorney when we close the deal. He'll give you a check for the $1,000 right there.
oh, I see. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, man. Yeah, the email is 123@gmail.com.
Okay, and 123@gmail.com. Okay, Tim, that sounds good. So you, if I get the contract over to you and you sign the contract, where we go from there?
Yeah. I mean, we can go from there, I think. I don't know, man. I'm headed to the bar right now, so I'll look at it when I get a chance.
Okay. And again, when you get the contract and get it signed, where do we go after you sign the contract? Do we have a deal or no?
Like I said, man, I don't really care about this house. If you can give me $1,000, you can have it, man. So if your contract and all that makes sense, I'll look at it when I get a chance. Yeah, man.
Okay, Jim. All right. Thanks a lot, Tim. I'll send the contract over to you right away, and I'll be looking for you. I'll be looking to call you in about 30 minutes. Okay.
30. Whoa, 30 minutes. No, man, I'm going out drinking. I'm not. I mean, you can call me, but it's gonna be.
Well, reason I was going to call you in 30 minutes because we were going to go over the contract. You said you didn't understand what I was talking about, so I was going to go over the contract with you so you would know exactly how this process works.
Oh, okay. Well, can we do that tomorrow?
You give me 30 minutes to go over the contract, and then you go out drinking. You can celebrate.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. I think that sounds good.
All right. So I'll send it over to you right now, Tim. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Yep. Thanks.
Okay. Good job, Ed and Tim. Thank you. Ed did some good things there. Ed pushed the tempo and stayed on top of the conversation. He did stay in control of the conversation. The only real critique I would have, Ed, is you could have bonded with him a little more on the divorce and the wife splitting and everything.
Well, I thought about that, but I was thinking of, because when I thought about that, I was thinking we're going into the closing. I didn't want to get to that's what I'll tell you. I'm working on the agenda and the bonding and stuff.
Yeah. No, you did good. But I would have thrown that in. So you did do that, but I would have thrown in that emotional quality too. And like, for example, when you said, hey, if I can get you this and do this and you get $1,000, you're willing to sign the agreement? You could have phrased it a little differently. This is the only critique I have. And you could have said, if I were to put this in the agreement and you get $1,000 and all that, if this gets you away from the house and from the problems and gets you moved on with your life and gets you to that little apartment you want to live in, and then you can go out whenever you want and the money's not a problem anymore, is this a solution that makes sense for you? And can we go ahead and move forward with that? You see what I'm doing? I'm playing off that emotional quality there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's the only critique, but you did do the recap. You did do the recap of the situation, but just don't forget to throw that emotional quality in there too. That's it. But man, good job.
That's rusty. I got a lot of work to do. Well, but I do got the agenda and stuff down pretty good.
Man, you're not as bad as you're thinking. You had us all set up to believe that it was going to be absolutely dreadful, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and I think I made it a little harder than it needs to be. I got confused on, did I owe 133? Did I owe 133?
Yeah,
what's going on?
I gave you a complicated scenario, and that was partly my fault.
I thought it was good.
Did a pretty good job. I like when I do role plays. I don't like for it to be real easy. I like for them, them dreadful tasks. Stuff that that people sellers that's gonna be asking you. And if it's too easy, when you do get them tough ones, you don't know how to step out of the box. So.
Yeah. Jimmy said in the chat, he said he hates it when he hears when I get a chance or when I'm free or when I get off work or after I get back from the bar, in this case. That's, and I feel like you didn't let him off the hook. You still, hey, in 30 minutes, if you just give me 30 minutes, then you can go to the bar. Again, you could have thrown the emotional quality in there. I mean, wouldn't it be funner to go to the bar having this house problem solved before you go than
I get
still,
you. I get you.
still have it weighing on your mind? Throw that in there again, because remember, that's really the pain point. So, yeah, good job, man.
So, Justin, when it comes down to situations like that, when they actually don't want to attend to the situation now, you bring up the emotions so they can actually pay attention to what is it that you have to offer, correct?
Yeah, and they view their problem through an emotional lens, and so if you just go all business and numbers, which is okay, you have to include that, but remember, this is an emotional decision. And as a salesperson, you want to strike that emotional chord, and you want the emotional level to be high, because that's when they're most moved to make a decision to do something about it,
Gotcha.
And
practice that.
Yeah. And so that is again, part of that is the dramatic pauses you were pulling off too, man. And great job there too, again, on that. But yeah, all that stuff is stuff I got to practice. You guys got to practice.
Yeah.
And what makes it maybe a little more difficult is that every homeowner is a little different emotionally. And their story's different.
Yeah.
You kind of have to get in you have to get a little flow going with this.
Yeah, I guess with that role, but you gotta get to, when you get to the point, when you at the point to where you need to be at is when you talking to sellers on the phone, like you sitting here talking to Justin or talking to your wife or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I liked about how Jimmy was doing it. Did you notice how the pace of his voice was very suave and slow and confident? And, man, I dig that shit. That's good. Yeah. Not telemarketery at all. You would have never guessed that guy was dialing 10 numbers today. You'd never guess. You'd think he was the one and only, calling you today. Good job, guys. Excellent day. This is probably the best role play session we've ever had here. So, congratulations to you guys for that. Thank you for teaching me and helping me too. I like it. Yeah. So I've got to run though. We've been here an hour. Let's do it again next week sometime, man.
All right, guys.
All right,
Sounds good. Hey, appreciate you fellas. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.